It's 8:39. We'll call the February 14th Highway Committee meeting order. Roll call. Looks like everyone's here. Approval of minutes for January 10th. Motion. I'll make the motion approved. A second.
I'll second.
Motion been made, seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Public comment?
None.
None for me. Staff reports.
We'll just do my method. So going through the agenda today for the highway committee. So we'll be talking about highway shop operations, engineering project updates, highway storage building and wash bay addition, consideration for action items, vouchers, Komatsu dozer, traffic sign materials, and then 5-year highway capital improvement plan. And then followed up by the 2023 highway carry forwards. So we'll go through the highway shop operations. So Brent, you want to take over?
Obviously, you can see on there, we did, you want to, what's that?
No, go ahead.
It's been a different year, put it that way. We haven't had a lot of snow. This is the earliest that we can all remember that we've ever put road bans on. We put them on February 1st. Around the county, I mean, I know there's shaded areas, there's stuff like that. I'm sure there's a little frost. As far as up at our shops that we have frost tubes, we don't have any frost left at the north shop. There's nothing left at Boyceville. No frost down in O'Galley. We don't have, there's a little bit of frost. I mean, not O'Galley, Rock Falls. There's a little bit of frost in the ground down by O'Galley at our shop. We know there's still frost on the ground in the shaded areas, and as of right now, road bans are still on. You know, we'll be analyzing that as it goes and taking a closer look at it and coming up with a decision. I know it's going to get a little bit colder here again. We may get a little snow tonight. So the guys are all geared up and ready to go since we haven't had much. We are still brushing in some areas. We're wrapping up on 64 this week. We've done a lot of brushing up there. Did a lot on the state this year and on county roads. So we have started brushing over for the trail over here from the jail to the admin building. We mowed all the brush yesterday and they are starting to cut trees today. So they are working on that as we speak. We started inventory on our under 20 bridges and culverts. As of yesterday, Isaac went out with one of the guys, one of our foremen, got him going, showed him what to do, and they are out doing that today. We also have been working out at our Albright pit. We moved some material out there, and we've also been stripping it for the next area to find some sand. Let's see what else we got. Other than that, I know Dan will probably get into it. The one truck that we did get has been all put together with the brine tanks and all that. New big brine tank we put in the back of it. Put all the pipes on there and fitted that. They are testing that out this morning, and I believe we're going to use that tomorrow. Other than that, we're just, maintaining our roads, patching, trying to do the best we can with what we've got and keeping people busy. So any questions?
That, your Dairyland electrical, they're doing a lot of brushing, but they're having a hard time getting equipment because of road bans. Does Dunn County, if you go out and do some trimming, are you also have the same, like, rules and regulations, or are you just, You know what I
We
mean?
don't, like most of our equipment was already there
oh,
on the jobs that we've been at. So we have not moved since we put the road bans, any of our big equipment,
Just driving it, right?
just driving it. Like our rubber tire hole, we just moved up to Sand Creek. We're just driving that down the road. So that stuff is, obviously when we go out and plow snow with the road bans, we're probably overweight, but
What do you do?
what do? You gotta do it. Or
same as
load
the milk haulers, I'm sure they're not,
load a little lighter, I suppose.
no, they don't change their route.
Oh, I know they don't,
Just so they don't get caught.
Well, that's true.
but, I guess that's Dustin's final decision too, but I'm hoping that the road band season is short, but, and it very well could be. The weather's been great. So, and the guys have done a lot of brushing this year, and driving around, man, picking up litter. I was up north and I know that there's people throw out litter every day, but I was really happy and our ditches are clean. Guys are getting a lot of things cleaned up. They're trying, they're looking, they're finding work. And it's,
And
it's
the only
been
other,
a different year.
the only other question I had, because like Dunn County is a long ways from north to south, isn't it kind of hard to take a bands off when maybe it's real good down in the south part, but the north part, it's still a little iffy? To treat the whole county as, sometimes that you can do it, but sometimes it's hard.
I think we've done in the past, taken parts off and
Oh,
some parts have not. But I know like our southern part, usually that frost has gone earlier and that's the one that's got the most right now, if any. Down by O'Galley area. So, do you have anything else to add, Dustin? I think we already covered it all there. Yeah, guys have been, and everybody's been really good about trees and, we haven't had many complaints about that. So it can be a touchy subject sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's very happy with our work and how clean the cleanup's been, and the number one thing is do it like you do it at your place. Keep it clean. So they've been doing a good job.
Well, like Brendan said, we received that first truck from Universal at the end of January, first part of November. And the guy's been busy putting the tank in it, doing all the stuff that we normally do with the radios and lights and everything else. And then they're working on the brine system. This truck is set up with a 1,000-gallon wedge tank. It's our first one that we're trying out. It's also set up with a spray bar in the back for anti-icing, and then also a spray bar on the side to spray right on the center line only. So it has that two options. And then also there's a spray bar in the sander that we normally use on all other trucks for pre-wetting salt. So, and the controller in the cab you can change it in the cab what you want. So there's quite a bit of plumbing and valving and stuff like that to make everything work. And like Brandon said, they were just finishing up this morning on the calibration on it. It came out good. And you guys are more than welcome to come to the shop and look at it. It's a very expensive toy.
It might be gone. Erica's picking it up, but
Yeah, so we'll probably get it. The guys worked hard to get it ready here because we knew the snow was coming to try and get it out. So and it was good for Universal that they worked hard getting it to us. So we could hopefully find out how it works. And the second chassis is here, sitting outside, and Universal told me that it's scheduled for the middle to end of June, for them to work on that, and it's a 5-week bill. So maybe we'll see it 1st of August, middle of August. We'll have it, for next year, I guess. Won't be this year, but that's a long ways out. So that's going on. And we're doing just the normal maintenance and stuff on a lot of course, we're using our mowers, so we're working a lot on the mowers, boom mower. We're using our old boom mowers, so we're having some issues with that. The new one's still up at John Deere getting the transmission work done on it. And, don't really know when they'll get that back, but they are working on it. We're working on the road patchers. Brent wants us to get those out because of the weather the way it is, and we're kind of finishing up on those. So then of course we have to get the distributor truck out to hold the oil and stuff. And we also brought the sweeper out of storage, so we get that ready to go, get the sand and stuff on some of the intersections with curb and gutter and stuff. So we're getting a jump on that, which is good. I don't know how much, Dustin, we want to go into we did have kind of a tragic event with one of our skid steers. That I believe was on the 4th of February. It's our number 834. It's a 331 track order, which is sitting right there. The gentleman, our worker, was operating it with a mower on it down on 72 and D. And he heard kind of a little puff, and he looked down and we could see flames underneath. And he did get the mower unhooked off from it, which maybe he shouldn't have, but he got it unhooked and he got out of the machine and nobody got hurt. The Elmwood Fire Department came and put the fire out, but when they start on fire, there's so much elastic in their toes. And it doesn't take 30 seconds and
Well, he's fortunate he didn't get burnt though. Trying to
Yeah.
take that mower off.
Well, the biggest thing too, and it's something we want to talk to the guys about too, when that boom is up in the air, anything at all, that glass front door won't open.
No,
But there is releases on it, and I think we got to go through that. Otherwise, you have to go out the back window,
Yeah.
and that's where the flames were at. So,
Yeah.
this is something that really needs to be addressed too.
I did talk to the guys about the handles
The handles on
and
the
about the guys using skid steers, that you can flip those handles and you can go out the front.
yeah. to
I
get
did
it-
talk to the guys.
Yeah, to release it on the hinges, It's nice to know that, especially in a panic situation.
I was gonna say though, you have to know that, otherwise.
We just wanted to reinform them.
Yes, it was nice that he got the mower off, but he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Probably should have.
Dedicated employee there.
He saved some,
Yeah, well, he saved
But-
us from having to get another mower.
Yes.
So the insurance company is currently, yesterday we had some information come from them and stuff, working on insurance on it. Hopefully we can get a replacement one here. We can use it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. We were literally gonna turn this in April?
I was gonna say, that's a lease. Isn't it? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not leased, we own them, but we just keep rolling them out.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, we've got a contract with them for
very
so much.
Just get it back.
As is.
Here it is.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
So yeah, like I said, the insurance company, they're probably gonna do some investigation on it. They're just looking to want us to provide a cost on a new one. And they have talked to the employee that was running it just to gather more information. So, like I said, I'm sure they're gonna do a thorough investigation.
We have purchased a bucket truck. Kind of finalized it yesterday. And got some pictures of it here if you guys wanna. Pass them around a little bit here. Different pictures of it. One is a picture of the truck and one with the boom and the. Yeah, this is actually what they call a forestry truck, forestry package.
Okay.
And our other one just had a utility box on the back, which actually doesn't do us any good whatsoever. So we wanted to go with this one, and they're hard to find, there's, you know, and this is what they call an elevator truck. So where the boom mounts onto the truck actually will elevate straight up 12 feet. So like if you're in an area and you want to go up and down straight, you know, you don't have to sit there and finagle the boom and stuff around. The one picture behind that is see that elevator.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then with the chip box, you know, if we get into like a town or something where we can't chip the dish, you know, that gives us the opportunity to blow the chips in the back with the grease on it. It's a 2016 truck, 40-some thousand miles on it. There's around 8,000 hours on it, which you're gonna have because it's running, you know. It's got a 75-foot working height and also a 48-foot side reach. So, you know, if you want to get out sideways, you know, and up, and of course you lose that just like anything else when you go up and up. So it's nice to have that amount of reach. We searched and searched and searched, and for the price, this one was a really good value. It's out in California, and it's scheduled to be starting to be delivered here tonight. They have to drive it. They have a driver that delivers them because of the fact that it's almost 13.6 high. So if you put it on a removable gooseneck trailer, whatever, it gets up so high that then you end up having to get permits, and the permits are a lot of money, and then for permitting it all the way back here.
They sent you on a trip to California.
I would have.
I was just gonna say, you wanna head out? I'll go with you.
Yeah,
See you in a week.
Montana is where it's coming from. The truck started out at 109, and we got them down to 105. All the other trucks that we looked at were probably a couple of years older than this one, and were $20,000 more money.
Really?
Yeah, so I think we gotta, it's hard to buy something unseen, you know, with it's a big dealership out there. And, you know, they were pretty good about it. We had it inspected, DOT inspection done on it, plus the boom inspected before we made the purchase to make sure that all passed, you know, which it did. So that's taken care of, and, transportation costs, were $5,000. So that's, you know, that's kind of high, but then you think about it, if you fly out there, cost of a ticket and the price of fuel and your time, you're really not gonna see.
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap. I was gonna say, that seems pretty decent.
Yeah, so this will be a great improvement. You know, our other one was like 32 years old, so, you know, this one's only seven or 8 years old, so. That would be great.
It won't be perfect by any means, but
Yeah, that would,
perfect for what we need it
It's gonna
for.
be better than what we've got.
right, and it's designed, what we had was more of a lineman's type truck, you know, and this one here is designed for trees, forestry, and that's what it's actually designed for, so it's, you know, everything, you know, with the platform on top of the truck, you know, so the trees don't hit the truck, and the way you get in it, there's a ladder up to that platform, and you can get right in the bucket right off that platform, so it's a lot safer, you know, climbing out, and just the safety factor of it would be good. It's got controls on the bottom plus up on the top. Yeah, and I'm kind of, you know, happy about it, excited about it, from here to here, and it'll help, so maybe we can still use it yet. I don't know, Dustin, do you want to go get into the dozer part of it now, or we'll do that later?
I'm gonna do that later.
Okay. All right. And yeah, other than that, that's about it, I guess, other than, you know, we did have the option on the dozer and then yesterday. And we did get the quotes in on Monday for the new dozer. And we have a breakdown of that, you know, for you guys to look at. And then you can also look at that was the dozer ended at, you know, if you want to sell it or not. But yeah, and Dustin will get into that. That's good. Later on. So, yeah, that's about all I've got for the operations.
Oh, we do have one more thing. Dan will probably hit me if I say it. Dan brought donuts in for everybody yesterday. It was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah,
He didn't want me to write it on the board, but I did let everyone know.
I didn't bring the donuts. Well, Dan O'Connell's birthday too, and he rushed the cookie.
Yeah.
So his birthday was on the.
They're all, the bands were treating us yesterday.
There you go. Yeah, I'm counting on.
Years are going on. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, too many.
Someone asked him when he was getting retired, and he goes, I'm 1 year behind. Like, we never heard that before. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, and like I said, again, you're welcome to come out with the new truck if you like. It's kind of neat setup.
Sure, need me, I'm gonna know.
And you have those trucks painted the color you want right at the factory, or do they all come white? You gotta paint them when you get them.
Well, now everything is coming red.
Yeah,
We
that's
order
what
it
I
that
like.
way, you know, and
And
then
it's all done at the factory then? or
the,
painted?
the truck is, the
Yep.
box, and stuff is painted down at the,
Oh, okay.
Universal at the equipment company. And they match the paint the same.
Well, that's good.
So now everything is red there. Which hopefully helps on resale value.
Yeah.
So how many trucks you got that are painted red? Any idea roughly? Are you halfway or quarter through?
Yeah, we got 5 quads and probably, I forget, 3.
I think we have, what, 2 or 3 that are white and red?
Well, we got 2 triaxles that are all red. And we have 4 now. We're only using 2 tandems that are red. And there is some tries that are white cab with the red box.
Right around 10, 12.
Yeah.
So then the orange ones are the oldest ones you got then?
And the all orange used to be the single axles and tandem.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
triaxles always had a white cab and then an orange box.
That's right. Yep.
You know, and then it was easy to tell them
Same ones.
apart. Well, now we got such a mix.
You gotta come tires
You gotta
now.
go down and look at the number on it. Yeah, so it's kind of in transition.
Sure.
But yeah, the 5 quads are all.
Any more questions before we head out?
Should be good. All right, guys, thanks.
All right, have a good one.
Stay safe.
Will do.
We'll continue on with our agenda. Regarding the engineering project updates. I'll put my 2 cents into it before Isaac gets involved with it, but County Road D project, the real estate has all been completed. Working on a few checks from our finance department to get those presented so we can get to the landowners for payment. Final plans, like I said, we're looking at the end of this summer with an anticipated project start in 2025. And that is basically what we call the Irvington Hill on County Road D. So a pretty significant project that's going to take place there in 25.
And that money to buy the land comes out of county funds then?
Yes.
That it becomes,
Yeah, this project is currently slated for 80% state funding, state and federal funding with 20% match, but all real estate is county. B project, we're not reviewing, but JT Engineering, who has been selected to do the construction oversight, is reviewing shop drawings for storm sewer inlets, piping and castings. I did get a phone call or email this week or last week about putting a job trailer on our facility here for this project. So you may see that out in our front parking lot or in our backyard, wherever they feel necessary. There's talks about the possibility of starting the project here in April, is what is potential. Obviously, with this weather, nobody knows. We could be starting in May, April, June, we don't know. So. County Road Z, there is no update. I don't think we've done a whole lot on that as of right now, but Isaac can kind of touch base on the next items.
Yeah, County Road Z, we'll be digging into design a little bit further. There's just one section closer to Oak Alley that we're gonna look at, improving, site distances, kind of by the cemetery north of Oak Alley. For the bike trail, the county bike trail, along with the city, like Brent mentioned, we're brushing this week, so it's starting to clear for that
I
bike
think I
trail.
got done already.
Yeah, they brushed the whole edge of that woods yesterday. And then, starting to take down the bigger trees today. So the design for that, we did that in-house, and then we'll send it to the city for review. Dave Schofield wants to, review it since they're splitting, funding for the project. So he'll review that, and then, construction, that'll start this spring, likely to, on the actual bike trail, earthwork and base course. The next, project going on, WISDOT, is requiring, municipalities, counties and towns and municipalities, to inventory and inspect all structures under 20 feet. Well, it's 6 to 20 feet is the range, so, large culverts, whether they're HDPE or metal culverts, concrete box culverts or small bridges, are all included in this, and so we need to identify all of them within the county, on the county road system. We're in process, we just started that this week. Me and Dustin were just getting together. The DOT had some mapping where they thought some potential structures would be. But then we also have an older culvert book that we're working off of. So just gonna be working down every road and stopping at the larger crossings and getting the inventory, so.
And we probably have 75% of these already known on the county level. So like I said, it should go pretty quick.
I don't mean to interrupt, but do you guys want him to bring that truck up front? He's gonna be leaving in about 10-15 minutes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Pretty cool
I'll
to see.
bring it up front and you guys can look at it and all the spray systems on it. And
Kick the
perfect,
tires.
kick the tires. You know,
See what $315,000.
And where's that
buys.
top picture taken? It looks awfully familiar. That's not on Highway W, is it?
That's
where is
box
that one at?
culverts.
You were just out yesterday with it, or is that?
That box culvert's on County Road N, just east of M, like Colfax.
Okay, so yeah, it's close to your area.
One on Double B we looked at yesterday, that's just like that too.
There's a lot of them like that, I think.
So
Okay,
like,
all right, thanks.
like Isaac was mentioning, a lot of these structures, they fall into this category where they can be very costly, like that box culvert up there, you might be looking at $200,000 to put that box culvert in.
So why so much?
It's what the rate is, basically. We're actually putting one in for Lucas similar to that, and just the box culvert alone is $100,000, not including the labor. So a lot of these structures, I will say, especially on the town level, have been neglected for many, many years. A lot of these towns, they just keep driving over them, and there's been some structures that have been collapsing over the recent years. So the state is looking at the potential of trying to get more funding allocated to the locals to replace structures like this. That's not to say it's going to happen, but the first step is try to inventory and get an inspection done. Right now, the DOT is kind of estimating statewide about 25 to 30,000 structures that qualify in the 6 to 20 foot range. We're anticipating possibly 300. I think that's a high number in Dunn County. That includes county, towns, cities, not the state, but just the locals. As of right now, what we're looking at is we would be completing the inventory for ourselves and the inspections for ourselves, but we will not be performing the inspections for the town level or municipal level. Isaac and myself are the only inspectors that you have to have a licensed inspector in order to inspect these structures, according to the state. we just don't have the capacity to do it. If we have 150 structures ourselves and then the towns and municipalities that have 150, we just don't have the capacity to do all that.
But you've done that in the past, though, right? In what town of Colfax, we always get a bridge inspector. We only got, I think, 2 or 3 bridges.
Yeah, we have in the past, but the last 2 cycles of the bridge inspections,
Okay.
we have actually outsourced.
Oh,
I'm the only licensed inspector. Isaac actually just got his, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, January.
But he has to inspect 40 structures with somebody before he can actually inspect on his own.
so if the town wants it done, they go through you and you just will outsource this, in, like Cedar Core or something like that? Or?
So the inspection process is a little bit more in the works right now of how that's gonna get done. So the towns and villages and cities can either do it themselves if they have a licensed inspector. They can hire the county, if they have a licensed inspector, or the WCA is gonna have a third-party contract. So for those that opt out, the WCA is gonna have a contract with a number of inspectors throughout the state that will perform this duty. As of right now, that's kind of been a discussion point, but as you can see, there's money allocated to it. There's $100 for the inventory phase and then $350 for the inspection. So whatever costs we have associated into coming up with this, we will be reimbursed by the DOT. Anything to add?
The inspections, they wanted it all or nothing, so either the county does them all for all the towns or all of them would be by a consultant, so.
The other highway commissioners and myself we're trying to battle that because we don't believe the state should dictate how our structures are inspected, so. So right now, we're inspecting our own.
Sure.
Yeah, other engineering updates, yeah, last month, Dustin, I mentioned, but I missed the meeting, I was in Madison for the, bridge inspector training, that was a week-long training, and I passed the test, luckily, so.
Nice.
So yeah, I can inspect, to become a lead inspector, I think I would need 40 inspections, so this summer, whoever does our bridge inspections, I'll try to get out with them on a number of inspections and try to get that lead title, so I can inspect our own bridges as needed, so. Yeah, other things going on, town estimates they're starting to call for estimates. So, working with some of the towns to get culvert replacement estimates and seal coating estimates and so. We also, started our materials bidding and RFPs for like culvert materials, seal coat, aggregate. We got a number of those out right now. 7 or 8 of them are bidding at the end of this month. Other than that, I think that's covers most of it that we've been working on this last month, so.
And that wraps up. Any questions with the engineering project updates?
I think last time you were talking about bringing in some of that granite crushed up for the seal coating.
Yeah.
Have you done that yet, or?
Yes, we have hauled 90% of the materials in, until road bans went on, so.
Yeah, you're okay, aren't you? Can you take like, all
So
that?
we have to get the materials over by Stanley, which unfortunately we have to take a county road in Chippewa to get to it.
Okay.
Sure, there's a bunch of road ban questions. So yeah, we have, like I said, about 90% of the materials in here.
That's pretty good.
Any questions from anyone? They must-
All here, the name is on the title on the website.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's why I just send them all to Dustin.
Yeah, you-
I don't know
You
nothing.
still are the committee chair. so I don't know you.
Big
On our
dog, so
website.
You're gonna get the calls.
Call Dustin.
Yeah, we're getting quite a few of them. We'll continue through the agenda. So the highway storage building and wash bay addition. So obviously we've had this discussion in the past. We recently submitted a statement of qualification request from multiple architectural engineering firms. Looking at a two-phase approach. The first phase is just to come up with a needs analysis, which would include a building size, preliminary site layout, preliminary cost estimate. Want to start with doing that and possibly get a sticker shock on that itself. And then if we want to proceed any further, that would start the phase two with this architectural firm to come up with a full-blown design and set of plans. So like I said, we're looking at just the phase one approach currently with the option of phase two, but that would all be pending this committee review and county board, I'm assuming. So statement of qualifications are actually due this Friday. As of right now, we don't have any one of them in here. So they usually wait till the last minute. So the needs analysis, the phase one, we're looking at having this completed by the end of June of this year. So we can just kind of get numbers rolling, and if we want to proceed with the design, we can start sometime this year as well. Funding has been allocated for the design of this in 2024. I do have money set aside in our CIP funds to do a full-blown design, but we'll see where it comes. We did have a number of firms that did stop in. Let's just say they look at our current facility, and obviously they're looking to possibly make more money, but they are concerned we are going to have to stick money into our current facility as well. Just lighting, heating and ventilation, obviously windows at some point in time. This building right here has all these wall units. There is no HVAC system in the office setting. It's kind of weird why they designed half the stuff they did, but obviously I don't want to go down that road. We have a 40-year-old building. But yes, we are probably, just so everybody's aware, probably have to stick money into this building. As well as maybe adding on, like I said, some additional storage for our equipment. This is a very good Google picture of obviously all of our equipment that sits outside. As you can see, be nice to have that under a roof at some point in time. Like I
And
said,
where would you put said storage shed?
we don't know. That's what's all going to be done with this needs analysis. Originally, as you can see where the equipment is just to the east of the building, that was kind of where the preliminary layout was when John, previous commissioner, was kind of exploring this option.
Can you add on to like the north side of this building here? You just take one wall out and then keep, because it makes more sense to have one building.
So when we had the structural engineers that came here, they said it would be a very difficult process to do that, to add on to this existing building.
But sometimes it's almost better to start over from scratch. Hate to say it,
I'm all for it.
Go
for it, guys.
I say, we,
Go
If you
for it.
want to proceed as such,
I say we put a building like right here. I say here, but you're right.
like I said, I'm not going down that path right now, but
It was built in 83 too.
84. So it's exactly 40 years old this year.
Because I was talking to Brian, but we get this, like your county, Wisconsin County magazine, and they had a picture of the Pepin County shop, and that looked pretty impressive.
That's nice.
You got a new one there that touches Dunn County, Eau Claire. I was really impressed with St. Croix.
St. Croix,
I just want you to be aware though, if you're looking at doing that, it's about a $30 million investment. So that's what.
Guys got a
Croix,
100-year
Eau Claire.
loan, can't we?
40 years ago, the chair of the Dunn County lost his job because of this one. And he tried to get back on a couple times and it didn't work.
No. People have a good memory. You start talking about their pocketbook.
That's right.
uh,
But I don't care. You guys go for it.
Well, I think our approach, what we're doing is just kind of taking a needs analysis and seeing what, what we need, if anything, like I said, and we can have the committee review this, and if we want to take it any further, so be it. If we
Probably
don't,
should have some open houses, or at least to talk about it, and let the public come in there and explain the needs and what you want to do. And I think it'd go over a lot smoother if you have the public involved somewhat.
I agree with you here, yeah.
And I do.
At that point.
We could
Yeah.
solve multiple problems and just build apartments on top of it.
Ooh, you're talking about that dumb housing study, aren't you? Well, not dumb, but it's,
Done, you said done. didn't you?
Done County.
Yeah, done. I thought you said done.
so like I said, what I'm gonna try to do here is a slow phase approach.
Good idea.
I want my job. I don't want to go say, let's build a $35 million building here. No, I don't want to go down that path. I don't know if, obviously we're doing a qualification based, RFP. So we will just be looking at their proposals, no money, like contract, dollar amount is going to be put into this RFP. We will select a firm and then we will negotiate a contract for this needs analysis and the potential of architectural. I may be asking if one or two of you to maybe help in that process. Don't want to do three. I was looking at one or two. So, and maybe Chris might get involved with it too. Might have her involved. So, like I said, baby steps, but currently there is money allocated to a full-blown design if we want to go down that path.
as long as you got that picture up there, how big is that Potter's Cemetery? Is that really, like we split, I suppose, a lot of stuff we can do there. Is it that big or not really that big?
So you can kind of see that green space up in that upper right-hand corner.
Oh, okay.
Just a good
That-
spot.
That is Potter Cemetery, and then it runs along our fence line all the way
Oh,
out.
okay. I thought it was more by that one, like icon or
I was gonna say it's not where that.
No, it's actually
up
Yeah.
there, like the northeast or.
correct. Yep. And I don't know how many acres it is. It might be like an acre. But a couple acres.
So in the back part, right to the right, it looks like it could be a pond. What is that area?
Yeah, so that's a retention pond
Yes.
for the airport as well as ours.
Oh, okay.
So all our stormwater runs to that location,
So who owns it?
the city.
The city.
Yeah, you can see where our
I see
fence,
that
That's
line.
fine,
you
yeah.
can see where the
Yeah,
fence
line
goes.
there, yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't realize that.
that is the city's. That's it for my commissioner report.
Thanks. For the short
Got
version.
One question on
You
road
guys-
ends. What exactly are the qualifications for MOP? Complete frost removal or?
I would say not necessarily all the frost being out of the ground. We look at how saturated the soils are, just because right now the frost, what we're seeing is the frost is out of the ground in areas, but obviously the ground is still saturated. Typically 4 to 6 weeks is our average implementation of seasonal weight restrictions from when we implement to when we take off. We don't know what it's gonna be. We have a lot of discussions with the 10 counties around us, and we all kind of like to do the same thing. There's always got to be that one that's got to take the lead that says, we're putting them on and we're taking them off. So we weren't the first, we were probably the fourth one to implement them out of the 10. But it's just been a really weird year. An extremely weird year.
Recess.
So that's not going to be on the interstate then mostly, or?
That truck will be 25 and 72 south of Menominee.
Oh, okay.
So we have 4 trucks that are Peterbilt trucks that do not have power at all. And our plow has a hard time making the Downsville hill. I'm not kidding you. So this truck,
Just have a recess. real quick.
Unless you want to get done quick.
No, we got a long ways to go.
oh no, we can get through this quick.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I'd
Just say,
like to
just say
add,
yes.
Okay, anything quick? Yeah, okay, number 7, hey, vouchers, purchase orders.
Any questions?
Any questions?
And then we approve the voucher.
Second,
I'll second that.
motion's been made and seconded to approve the vouchers. Any discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Matsu dozer sale.
So 7B in your packet is the Wisconsin surplus auction that we put this on. We ended up getting $44,500 for that sale of the dozer. The individual that actually was, I did want to say, or a little bit, I don't know what you want to call it. The awarding bid is actually a local, so it's down in O'Galley. So called up, wants the books, everything already on it, all the data history, wants everything.
He's excited.
Yes,
Good for him.
but obviously I told him he's got to slow down. We got to get everything approved first before everything's finalized. So based on our trade-in values that we received for this, we can kind of incorporate this with the next 7C. It ranged from 30,000 to 42,000 is what we got for trade-in values. So 44.5 beats all those. So my recommendation is we sell it on Wisconsin surplus.
Good motion.
I'll make a motion to sell the Komatsu dozer for the final bid number of the auction.
Second. Second. Motion been made and seconded to approve the sale of Matsu dozer. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh, same time. Motion passes. Number C.
Auction site, is there a seller's fee or just the buyer's fee?
Buyer's fee. So we basically get 44.5.
7C, dozer proposal bids.
So in your packet, 7C, we put proposal requests out for a identical machine to that, size-wise, but just have a cab on it. So obviously you can see the four manufacturers. We have Caterpillar, Komatsu, John Deere, and Case. We are currently looking at the 2 low bids, the Caterpillar and the Komatsu from Fabic Cat and Roland Machine. They are very similar. The big difference, as you can see, is Roland is giving us a 3-year warranty versus all the other ones are 1-year warranty. So that probably accounts for more than about $1,800, I think, difference. What we're looking at trying to do is Dan has already contacted both manufacturers to have us take a look at the machines in person, have a couple of our operators go over there. They're actually in Eau Claire. Both machines are sitting in Eau Claire. To test them out. We want to be able to run them, see what's more comfortable.
Good idea.
So what I'm looking for right now is having the authority to either purchase one or the other based on our field review of these machines. If I look on paper, I would say the Komatsu is probably the better deal. Based on our current dozers, Komatsu's, and we've had very good luck with them. Like I said, the warranty makes a huge difference. Dan did mention something about they have track guards on the Komatsu versus the Caterpillar does not, which is a huge plus. So like I said, I think if we can have our operators that actually run this piece of equipment, take a look and give their input on it before we make a decision. But I guess what I'd be looking at is just giving me the authority to purchase either a CAT or a Komatsu based on these, after our field review.
I'll make that motion if it is a motion, but, you know, all things being equal, I think that Komatsu, unless the operators just find something totally wrong, that'd be the way to go, just because of the warranty.
Yep.
You know, but I'll go with it, we'll give you your best opinion of the two.
I'll second that.
There's a question. Blade capacity,
Yeah, I'm just looking at that.
what, why does that, how do you get blade capacity to be wider with a Komatsu? You know? No? Is it shorter?
Must be.
Don't know.
That's what I
You know more about that, Melissa, than I do. Oh, probably.
Okay, let's just check.
I do know another thing is, what Dan mentioned is that hydraulic flow. If you look at
Yes.
Komatsu, that's a
Nice.
huge difference.
Yeah, that's big.
That is nice. Yeah, we look at that.
Okay, motion been made second. Any other discussion?
Who seconded?
I did.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Motion passes to actually let Dustin have a opinion.
Free reign.
Free rein, I don't know. 7D, traffic sign material bid results.
So in your packet 7D, so the past 7 years, we've been doing a blanket replacement in our entire county. We pick a section and we replace every sign in that section. So this is the last of our 7-year blanket replacement. This particular section would be up north of 64 and west of 25. And then we will have all of our signs replaced. The lifespan of a sign is typically 10 years, unless it gets run over or hit, obviously. So to replace all the signs in that particular section, we're looking at the low bid from Rent-A-Flash at $12,831.71. That's just the materials.
You guys put them in.
And we put all the new posts as needed and all the hardware and labor that are.
Okay, is there a
So
motion?
my recommendation is go with Rent-A-Flash, low bid.
I would go with Rent-A-Flash.
Second.
Motion been made second. Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any
So-
opposed? Whoops.
So when you put in these new signs, do you go in the same hole without having somebody come out and like you look
Yes.
for wiring and that's no problem then?
Yes. Yep. And like I said, if the post doesn't need to be replaced, we will just replace the sign.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Those posts are a very big expense too.
Sure.
Any opposed? Motion passes. 5-year highway capital improvement plan.
So 70 in your packet, obviously I always say we're the black eye of the county when it comes to large purchases. Obviously, in your packet, I presented the 5-year capital improvement for highway, which obviously includes a lot of equipment. Looking at next year to only replace 2 plow trucks. The sign truck is, it's in our shop right now, and I was told though that the engine is blowing in our sign truck currently, so we're looking at exploring options on that one right now, because I looked at the total cost, it's 2003, and I think we bought that truck twice. So for how much money we've stuck into it. So like I said, this is majority of its equipment. Obviously, we're trying to replace these fuel pumps that we have at our outlying shops. And we did actually get a cost on those yesterday, and we had allocated $60,000 a piece for them, and that's actually what our cost is we got between 60 and 65.
He's out there, if you want to see it.
We're almost done.
I'll let him know you'll be out soon.
Obviously in 2026, the big ticket there is the possible addition. Right there is like a guess on how much it's gonna cost,
Just
so.
put a 3 in front of it and go for it.
Yep.
Will you let me retire first, please?
I was gonna say, let me retire. And then I do want to point out too, in 2027, we need to either start looking for additional lands or adding on to or purchasing lands, adjoining lands at our Albright quarry, for screening sand for winter, salt sand materials. As previously spoken about, we did move a pile, and we're gonna excavate the sand materials that were underneath this pile. I don't anticipate, probably 3 to 4 years is all we got out of that whole mine, and we'll be done. I am having meetings with land conservation and zoning about the possibility of looking at expanding our operation where we currently are. If we can do it, what it's gonna cost, I don't know. Like I said, it's farmland around us and it's irrigated, so.
Is that Tom Keener or Colfax?
That's Tanner.
So I just threw a rough number in there. If we were to expand our operation at 40 acres, if we looked at buying a 40, 7,500 an acre. I believe it is low. That's why I didn't want to get too excited and I put it out into 2027. But like I said, this is all contingent upon county board approval, and I have to present this to you and show you our needs, and like I said, I don't have anything with trying to keep our outlying shops going. Obviously renovating some of this stuff in here is gonna come at a cost at some point in time. Yeah, like I said,
And this is only with 2 to 3 plow trucks a year.
But practically, with our financial restructuring, we're saving each year to
Yeah.
buy them, right?
correct.
Right.
The biggest thing is the depreciation. That's one thing we gotta have a little bit more discussion on. We do not budget for depreciation, but yet our auditors are saying we should. That's what they're telling me.
That
So,
should be in your cost to use, though.
We keep getting winners like this, we won't go them out.
I would say on average, what we generate revenue wise on our equipment is about $200,000 to $300,000. That's it, every year.
Well, it depends on how you do it, but I mean, if you're budgeting for the use of it, depreciation is included in that.
No, I know, and that's with the state rate.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
the
mean.
state rate technically has the
That's what I
depreciation.
mean, it's
in it.
already figured in,
So that's what I'm saying is,
but how do you figure it twice? I mean, yeah, I don't know, whatever.
that's like I said, another discussion we're gonna have to have.
It's getting figured twice. Well, I'm just saying. Okay. We have to approve this? Send it,
You may or may not, that's up to you.
we have to approve it though, right? So we need to-
Slated for action for approval, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Like
that's what I
like I
meant.
said, it's all contingent upon funding
It's
and
gonna change and it's got funding issues, so let's, yeah. Hey, let's have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we, accept 25 to 29, 2025, 2029 highway capital improvement project, proposal.
Second.
Second. Go ahead.
Second.
All right, motion been made and second. Any other discussion on highway capital improvement projects? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Considerations, resolutions, ordinance recommended by county board, resolution 2023 highway carry forwards.
So last in your packet is the carry forward request from highway. The request is to carry forward $2.5 million roughly for county construction. The majority of that was allocated to our County Road B project. There is kind of some other explanation as to what it is. County Road B projects, as well as the engineering design of the Muddy Creek Bridge, as well as the County Road D and G engineering design. That was allocated up front and will be over this next year as well. So that accounts for, just like I said, about $2.5 million. Capital expenditures, obviously, we have not received all of our plow trucks that were slated to be here in 2023. So we're looking at carrying forward that equipment capital for those 4 plow trucks. In the amount of about $547,000. So grand total, just over $3 million to carry forward 2024 budget.
Need a motion?
I think so.
I make the motion to carry forward this year's budget.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next meeting, March 13th, same place, same time. Anything else? Otherwise, we are adjourned.